welcome again to another Monday at 2 p.m. for the Rabell Realty Group podcast with Kristen and Rebecca and
Rebecca Johnson.
Thanks for joining us. It's an exciting day today, and I love that first video. That's our new Monticello at Mill Pond condo that just came on the market last night for $195.
How cute was that house? And it had all those great organization tips and tricks that we've been talking about.
We talked about last week, and that actually was the house that I talked about last week. A customer who bought that 12 years ago. This is what's so amazing about that. They lived in a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo with a loft with 3 daughters. They also hosted a student from another country, and their family lived there. So it really is all about how you live and where you live. You don't need a big, huge home if you have some organizational tips. I could use a lot of organizational tips from them. They really utilize that IKEA Swedish sort of style. And actually the owner was telling me how instead of thinking, let me get out and buy more, they really just reduced what they owned, and then they also rearranged everything. Repaint, rearrange, built things, closet systems, everything to keep it organized. So
it was cute. What's it listed for?
$195.
$195. Seems like a good deal.
Yeah, we got some calls on it already. So again, we love to talk about organization in real estate and how it helps with listing your home, selling your home, and just living day to day in your home. But that's not our topic this week. That was last week and many other weeks.
We can't start any topics until we talk about the Monday market report. So let's look at those numbers.
Market moment with Rebecca.
All right, so here's how January finished out. We are going to look at the first day of February, but I'm going to be honest, at 10 a.m. when I looked at the numbers, there wasn't a whole lot to report. So let's finish January out. So active listings that came on as of January 1st through yesterday, there were still 172 that came on during that month that had not gone under contract yet. The number of pending sales in the month of January of homes that were listed January 1st that have gone under contract in that month.
That is just incredible.
329. That's a good
And it takes 30 to 60 days to close, depending on the type of loan. So those won't close out until next month or the month after.
Exactly. And then the closed sales from the date of January 1st through the 31st were 188.
And likely going under contract in November and December.
Yes.
So even some in the beginning of January, because when you have cash deals, those can close as early as 7 days, 14 days, depending on title insurance and how fast the title company can get it done.
But so that's a look at January.
Active and closed, still right on with each other. So
it's a race.
Still deficient of listings.
100%.
That many closed and pended in 1 month.
So for February, this was more when I realized it was February 1st. It was early in the morning. Of course, we haven't had any closed sales.
And there's possibly a couple of them that have gone on since then, but really not very many.
But as of this morning, there were some early birds getting that worm. 2 listings on the market for the month of February so far, but 4 pending sales. So I don't know if they actually went under contract over the weekend or how that worked out. But there were 4 early this morning that had gone under contract for you. So that's your look at February so far, and we'll have more information.
February goes. It's the beginning of the year, so still looking at the market for 2021 after that crazy year of 2020. But really what we're getting into is what to expect in the month of February and what to sort of celebrate. Right now, we'll talk about, did you buy a home in 2020? Did you close in 2020? And have you applied for Homestead yet? This is the last full month that you have to apply for Homestead for your taxes when you pay them at the end of this year, because taxes are paid in arrears. So this is the last month that you can apply. Now you can apply if you sold in January, but it won't really take effect until 2022. So if you purchased last year, you can apply for your homestead exemption up until March 1st. So your last full month is here.
And they are requiring an appointment, from what I understand. So we do need to make sure that you're going on the Alachua County Property Appraiser's website or calling them, scheduling an appointment. They're very quick. It's very efficient, super easy to do. So
and
make
it's
sure
really
you get
not
it done.
hard to make that appointment and go in. You really just need your license. Your license should have your new address on there. And sometimes they like to see your voter registration card or maybe a GRU or clay bill. However, but you don't need too much information. You can go online, and it's acpafl.org, and download the documents. It's like 2 to 4 pages, depending on if you owned before and want to port your homestead, or you're setting up new homestead. And then a couple answers or questions are on there that you can answer and take it in. And it's super fast, super easy, especially if they're having you make an appointment ahead of time. They will eventually have it an exemption on, like an e-file exemption online, but it's going to take a little bit of time.
They did for a bit, but the records, it's just a matter of that. So they're
and I
right
think
now
they've actually picked up this whole idea of doing it online again because of
great.
COVID. It's trying to keep people at home, and so we don't have to worry about how far we're socially distancing or not, and keep you at home so you can stay safe. So again, last month, so February is always a big time for everybody who hasn't done it to finish that up, because it can save you quite a bit of money. And then if you've already done it, if you bought in 2019 and you applied for it in 2020, don't worry, you've probably already received something in the mail that says that you've auto-renewed.
I just got my postcard
last
week.
Yep.
So thanks for sending it, and I know that I still have homestead exemption.
Yeah, so February marks quite a few events that will be happening or celebrations. As you can see with Rebecca's lovely hearts in red, we all know this is the month of love with Valentine's Day, and if you're not feeling so lovely and like to wear black, then you can celebrate Galentine's Day.
I love that.
Right, and so that's really for the girls. If you could go back to the past slide, actually, or it's still there. Happy Groundhog Day, that's tomorrow.
Yep.
So Groundhog, we really all know about it because of the famous movie.
It's true, I just watched that.
And it's a great movie. I mean, I could watch it over and over again. Super funny, but Groundhog Day, does it really mean a lot to us as Floridians? Not so much, because, okay, so let's talk about the weather today. This morning I woke up kind of chilly, threw on a different dress than I have on now, and literally walked out the door around 1 o'clock and felt like it dropped exponentially. So my prediction is that little Mr. Groundhog's going to step out. I don't know his name because, again, we're not up in
Phil,
Pennsylvania.
isn't it?
It's still Phil. Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
You're right.
I'm
it's still
making
Phil.
that up. It's Phil. No, I'm just joking.
That was the movie, at least. I don't know, like, the current Groundhog name. It probably is still Phil. But we're not up in, like, freezing cold Pennsylvania, so we're down in Gainesville, but it's pretty darn cold here today. And I know our cold can be a little bit nipplier than, like, yes, and I did say that word. It's a fun word to say. Then, say Michigan, maybe even Pennsylvania. When it gets cold here, because of our humidity, it gets really cold. So stay warm out there. But my prediction is that he's going to come out and want to go right back in because he's going to be chilly.
Yeah, they're getting hammered with a nor'easter, I believe is how they pronounce that.
Sure, we don't know. We're in Florida.
We're in Florida. We don't have those
We know
things.
what hurricanes are and little tornadoes.
I do know about these because since we went into the St. Augustine market, I was very concerned when water kept coming over the fort walls
Oh my
along
gosh,
that
yes, that is so
along that
creepy and
Matanza
scary.
area, and I was told, well, that happens when there are nor'easters, and so a couple times a
So
year.
we are affected by that northern weather.
But
So,
only in certain markets that Rabell Realty Group serves. So, but yeah, so happy Ground Day tomorrow.
Groundhog Day tomorrow,
Yes.
right? It is Phil.
It is Phil.
Thank you, Jackie. You would know. Our Canadian would know.
I just assume they keep the same name every year, but I don't know.
That's true.
What do I know? I'm just a Florida girl.
Let's see. So we also, the 12th, I believe, is the Chinese New Year.
It starts the beginning of a new Chinese New Year, which is the year of the ox.
Right. So 2021 will be the year of the ox. What does the ox mean to me? It just means it's going to be a very stubborn year.
Well, actually,
But Rebecca looked it up.
I looked it up, and it means, let's see, the second animal of the Chinese zodiac.
Oh, you know what that means, though?
What?
So they decided on who goes first, on who made it quickest over the river. So the ox was
I did
number
not know
2.
that.
That means the ox is a pretty, confident, competitive fella right there. So we're going to have a competitive year.
Well, actually, funny you say that. So he denotes hard work, positivity, and honesty that will be manifested in all of us coming for the next 12 months. So there you have it.
Girl,
you know
we
what to
need that.
expect.
We need all of that.
We need all of the positivity we can get for 2021.
And I'm okay with hard work and
Yep, me
honesty,
too.
but definitely the positivity is it. All of us need that. So what
For
is
sure.
your zodiac symbol?
So I am,
Chinese.
for the Chinese, I am a dog, and I think our year is coming up here pretty quick. Woof, woof.
Not the only person that said that. No, just kidding. You're absolutely beautiful. I'm totally teasing.
You know what, though? I'm a Taurus
So do you
on
know
the regular, so you're in
anything
trouble now.
about the dog? Do you
The dogs,
read up on that?
they're lucky. I did read a little bit about it, and I actually fell down the internet black hole because on a lot of the zodiac websites, it'll tell you it's the year of the ox, and if you were born in this year and you're a dog, in my case, you know, what to kind of expect. And so it was very interesting. I can never tell if, you know, I'm a big believer in spirituality and all of the things that it manifests. I can never tell if when I'm reading these, if it's speaking to me and it's so general that I'm like making it read into things, but I'll be darned if they're not real precise on certain things that I'm just like,
there you go.
What's your zodiac?
I'm the snake, which is hilarious because I'm absolutely terrified of snakes.
Not me. I love snakes. They're so cuddly and cute and charming.
I
Mary
think
Carmen.
they're super cuddly, Mary Carmen. They are beautiful. No, but I'm actually less afraid of snakes now, but they're really cunning animals. The story I read about that, I don't know if they're lucky, but they're cunning and they use their smarts. And basically they were number 6 going in because I guess it wasn't a water snake. It wasn't from Florida, but it was a land snake. It didn't know how to swim, so it jumped on the horse, and then at the end, like right when the horse was about to get, I guess, number 5 or 6, scared the horse, so the horse fell back and the snake won. I mean,
good
it
thing
wasn't
you
number
didn't jump
2
on the
or
dog. I
1.
would have been swatting you off. I do not like snakes at all. I'm
Probably
sorry.
smelled too bad for me. Just kidding.
My
Too
fleas
small,
got
too
you.
small. The big old horse could walk across. But yeah, I don't really know much about it. I mean, I think I did back in
I feel like
high
we look
school
these
or
up
college.
once a
A
year.
long time ago, and I'm an Aries, which is like number 1 on the zodiac sign.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the early Aries, so there's a lot about me that means that I need to be number 1 or I get mad.
I'm right behind you as a Taurus.
Rooster,
Which
yeah.
is a
I have
kind
no
of like
idea
an
what
ox.
any of them are. They're just fun. Like when you go, remember back in the day, would you go to a Chinese restaurant and they'd have everything.
placemat with
yes,
everything on there.
Where are those? I haven't seen those in years.
I
Oh
haven't
my
seen them either. Y'all need to step it up out there.
Yeah, we need
Get
these
me
back.
some Chinese zodiac placemats
I need a
so that I
placemat.
know,
I need to know what
my
a snake
fortune
is,
is.
right.
How do I know what my fortune is if I don't have my Chinese zodiac placemat?
All right,
But
so-
otherwise, I get into the American zodiac stuff. So,
Right.
And you're a Ram, I think, on that.
Yes, the Aries is a Ram. So other than that, I mean, we have President's Day coming up, which probably means there's no school.
There's no school. I already looked at the calendar. It's supposed to be on our schedule.
Quite a few other things, but one big one starts today, and it's Black History Month. So I'm going to go over a couple of, and we can go to the next. All right, every great dream begins with a dreamer, Harriet Tubman, but it is Black History Month, and so some notable ones that I remember, and I'm really focused on women, sorry, I'm a woman, and Florida. So Zora Neale Hurston, so I think if you took any like AP English or any literature classes in college, you probably know who she is. So because, you know, to prepare for my real estate career, I was an English major in college. Yes, I was, but no, that did not prepare me. And I read Their Eyes Were Watching God, and it's a really beautiful story about the plight of the black woman, but it was actually in Haiti, set in Haiti, and really a coming-of-age story. So it was great when you're younger to read this and see a different perspective on it. So she was not born in Florida, but she lived in Florida for a really long time, and so she's really known as like a Florida African-American woman writer, and among a couple of other things. So I know that Their Eyes Were Watching God was her biggest book, and anybody, again, who knows literature probably knows her. And then I never really know how to say this, but have you ever heard of Bethune College?
Yes.
Okay, so it's at least it was an all-female African-American college in Florida. And so this lady, Mary McLeod Bethune, who again was not from Florida, I think she was from South Carolina, but she was an educator. She was actually born from slaves and then went to college and was able to educate herself. And then she started Bethune over in Daytona. So that's her Florida, I guess, legacy. But she started that college here. So, again, we're celebrating Black History Month. So she was an amazing woman for the African American community, and especially bringing education and making sure that it was affordable and available. And then Butterfly McQueen. I don't know if anybody know who she was, but she was born in Florida, and she was actually the actress Prissy in Gone with the Wind. So she was born in Tampa.
Never seen Gone with the Wind.
So if anybody who has seen that very, 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 very long movie, which that's one of Susan's favorites, I don't think I've ever made it through it, but a lot of people love that movie. It's a historical movie, definitely has some controversial things about it because, it was about the South and the Civil War and, what things were, what they were fighting for. And Prissy was an actress in it, but Butterfly McQueen, what a name. And she's Floridian.
Cool.
So just a few of the wonderful African-American women, especially, but in that you need to be celebrating this month if you celebrate that. And if you don't, just go read up on some people and learn about them. There's a lot of really cool people in the world, and it doesn't matter where they came from or who they are. But if you sort of want to celebrate everyone, now's the time to go and research a couple people. And then Gone with the Wind.
Yep.
I don't know who wrote that. Oh, Sam. Yep. Gone with the Wind. So there we go. And then anybody watching any February?
We forgot a very important February
one. I know. I feel
one.
like there's another one.
It's a huge one for the Tampa market.
Oh, yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in the Super Bowl,
Again.
and they're making history. Oh, I know
much
all about
football.
I got you with the football stuff. No, I'm just joking.
That's next Sunday.
Yep. Okay.
I think it's next Sunday.
Like this coming Sunday or the following?
The next one that's in line. We just did one yesterday, so the next one.
Okay, this coming weekend is
Which is
Super Bowl
the
Sunday.
7th, I think.
Wait, let me rephrase that. According to Kristen and Rebecca, this coming Sunday may or may not be
Super Bowl Sunday.
There you go, okay. Sunday the 7th. There you go, and everybody's going to root for the Buccaneers, who are the first team of history. Your birthday, I'll root for you, Jackie. Get out there. Tom Brady might need some help.
I was wondering who birthdays it would be in February. We had a lot of birthdays in January, so let's see how many we have in February.
But yeah, so the Super Bowl's coming to Tampa. I will be down in Tampa on the 5th to visit the Tampa office, and now I'm realizing that was probably not a good idea.
What about this Pirate Day that you talked about?
Gasparilla. Is
that also February?
Yeah, no. So typically it's January. We just missed it. They've postponed it to April. Okay. We don't know if they're going to do it for sure yet. It's not 100%. They've postponed it 11 times over the last 100 years. I guess that's what I was being told and had read up on it.
A lot of things are being postponed that are big.
Yeah, it's been postponed for war and different things like that in the
For
past.
war and the coronavirus, pandemics. That makes sense.
Yes.
So then there's Mardi Gras, which kind of makes me think of Gasparilla.
Is there really Mardi Gras?
And that's going to be
what
this
I've
month.
heard.
Exactly. I don't know. Have you ever been to Mardi Gras?
No. I've been to New Orleans once.
You don't want to go.
It was
the
okay.
dirtiest, nastiest time of my life.
Yeah, but how was the actual
I wonder
place?
what it would be like, right, exactly, as an adult.
I went as an adult.
I went as a college student, which is the dirtiest, nastiest time of your life usually.
I went as a grown adult, and it was an interesting experience.
How old are you?
Like in my 30s, and I took my shoes off, so I'm disgusting.
No, never. So, I have some stories about, Mardi Gras.
I was only there for a weekend.
I had a friend who slapped a mime or danced on her, and the mime turned around and slapped him across the face so hard.
I went with a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, who told everybody he was Steven Seagal's son when he would get in the Uber.
Why am I not remembering this? Oh, because you went for Annie Mac.
No, I went for whatever the company before it was.
That's why I know who the mutual friend is.
Yep.
Okay.
And so does everybody else.
Fun times. Yes, you did go as an adult, and you did take your shoes off.
So did Lacey Filial.
Gosh, that's so disgusting.
Ask her about it.
All right, so we'll take a break, and we'll come back with the last little thing about February we want to talk about and some more real estate stuff. So we'll see you after the break. Welcome to Town of Tioga, a planned community that combines an urban sensibility with the comfortable pace and natural beauty of a small southern town. Tioga is conveniently located off of Newberry Road in northwest Gainesville. The nearly 1,000-acre development is a mix of single-family homes and luxury apartments anchored by Tioga Town Center, a pedestrian-friendly retail, dining, and business hub. Homes in tree-lined Tioga come in a variety of sizes and styles and range widely in price, starting around $350,000. The average home size is 2,500 square feet. With the newest expansion, the planners have done an excellent job of preserving the natural beauty of the landscape. 20% of Tioga is permanently set aside as green space. The front porches, narrow landscape streets, community gardens, and retail offerings encourage walking, running, and leisurely bike rides along wooded trails. Please visit buysellrebell.com to search for your new home in Tioga. Hello, and welcome back to the Rabell Realty Group podcast on Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for, writing in any of your comments, suggestions, questions. We love when you are talkative with us online and communicative. It makes it a lot more fun. So thank you everyone for watching us. And if you don't know, we're also on YouTube, so you can watch these on YouTube later or during the podcast. So that's exciting for us.
Yep, Tioga is
thank
great.
You. Yeah,
we
that
love
was our
it too.
Tioga video, and thanks to our, I guess we're going to say it, Short Media for creating those for us and working with us. We love their videos for real estate and everything Gainesville. Mm-hmm. All right, so next up we have February, we're all in February, and one other thing which was really shocking to me was I read that February is actually a time of cleansing, which you always think spring cleaning, but it really all starts in February because you want to prepare the rest of the year off on a great start. So this is a great time for cleansing, and we know that realtors, as a realtor, as a real estate agent, you are run ragged sometimes. And so we're about to go into, historically, the sales season year. March is really when it starts. I mean, 2020 is very different. 2021 will probably be very different also. But usually now is you're breathing a little, you're preparing, and then boom, you never get a break. So March to about August usually. I mean, we like to take little breaks in between because it's spring break and summer break, but not so much for realtors. So we have some tips on how to cleanse yourself, show yourself some love before it gets too crazy. Hopefully that slide comes up. Yep. And then, I don't know where it went, but I don't see it on there. Hopefully you all see it. But what are some great tips that you have without worrying about what it says?
I can only think of our experience where we had always tried to work out and we never really prioritized it. But I can tell you that I now work out anywhere from 2 to 5 days a week, depending on what's happening. But I do prioritize it and make sure that I'm doing it.
And I have to say this. Remember back in the day when we were, sort of early and even mid in our careers, because it's been about 15 years that we've been in real estate. And we were just we don't have time. We don't have time. You do have time. We are probably busier now than we ever were. And we both make sure that we have time. It helps with the crazy. Because you can become absolutely crazy in real estate. It helps with your mental stability, which again is the crazy. And it really helps with your physical being. And, long-lasting life really has to do with your health. And the article that I read and a couple articles, you don't necessarily have to just work out, but it's really if you're in front of the computer all day and you stand up and walk around, take 15 minutes to walk around, a brisk walk or just walking around. I remember we had a realtor who would take a 15-minute nap. And that was their, that's another way of...
It's like his meditation.
And that's probably has to do with getting good sleep rather than exercise. But they always say park really far away from where you need to go, so you have to walk. And those are some great ways.
I don't, but I go run.
Work out. That's the thing. You run, work out. I mean, if you're in heels, I know it's not all that fun to walk across a large parking lot. But they do suggest if you don't wear heels, that parking away and just giving yourself a little bit of exercise, it really helps you. And with that, the gym is great stress
I get some of my best ideas there.
Right. You can run on the treadmill, watch some TikTok videos like Rebecca would, or watch the news or read an article as you're running. I mean, I know that's not the easiest thing, but there's podcasts you can listen to. You can take your earbuds, and listen to podcasts,
This podcast, you can listen to this podcast while you're running.
Yes, but you can really keep up with the market doing that way. Have a phone conversation with someone, just
I do that.
Talking about ideas, right? And then I think along with that is your eating habits. So it's really, really hard to eat lunch. I mean, I think last week I had like a mental breakdown because I didn't get lunch. And it's because I did not pre-pack. So I try to pre-pack an apple, some almonds, and definitely have lots of water. If I don't get a lunch, I've had apples and almonds, and I know that's not the best, but it's better than nothing. And almonds have, both of them have a lot of nutrients that you need. And for me, the apple just like staves off the hunger so that I can eat later. But it's good to, I mean, in the morning, probably having like a really nice protein shake or a shake with some
I've become
vitamins.
a believer in the protein shake.
I also take a lot of vitamins. And so, in the morning I'll have vitamins, at night I'll have vitamins, and those really help with, if it's not eating habits, it's just healthy habits. And then,
so I think eating and going to the gym and getting exercise, I think getting fresh air is important.
Yeah.
Other things it suggests are, well, and I'm going to skip, it says number 4 is find moments of relaxation.
Yep.
For me, getting outside, and it's just swinging with the kids, walking to the park, just sitting out back on the porch sometimes is something that's super nice to me to be able to
I
do.
read a lot of these, and I think all of them kind of have to do with that, like finding what brings you joy. If walking outside brings you joy, if looking at a beautiful, plant or flower or tree or sunshine, the sky, something, take a moment and just focus on what brings you happiness. And, a big part of it is like if you need to call your husband or wife, or if your kid's old enough to send a text, if it's family that makes you happy, if you're having a rough time of the day, taking a moment to just reach back out to them. Or again, like if you love the beautiful flowers, walking down and finding some flowers just to walk past or look at, anything that makes you, happy. I mean, sometimes it's just like a quick little shopping spree if you have a moment. Sometimes it's Amazon.
You can do a lot of damage in 20 minutes with the right credit card.
But that's not really the healthiest
No.
one. It's really getting out there and taking a breather, meditating. Again, one of our old realtors took a nap. You don't have to be like a yoga expert or, run around, do a 3-mile run. It really is, like she said, walking outside, getting a breath of fresh air, and taking a moment to relax. And again, calling someone. To have a moment to talk. Also, one of them was seek out beauty. Another one was finding a confidant. Now, I can say that I think Rebecca and I were really lucky because we're 2 really good friends. We met when we first started real estate. We became friends out of like our love for humor and being sassy and learning. So that's one confidant. But I have heard a lot of realtors say that they actually really need someone. So mental health is very, very important. So if it is hiring a psychologist, don't worry about it. There's no judgment there. Hire a psychologist. This is a culture that probably needs help, and just talking it out, because we don't want to see anybody getting so far that they need retail therapy.
Yep.
Christina knows. But really, therapy in general, it does not hurt to have someone, whether it's weekly or biweekly or monthly. Find someone that you can call. And if it's not a therapist because you don't have the money or don't desire that, a best friend, a friend, husband, wife, or your mom,
For sure.
dad, whoever, a family member, call them, because everybody needs somebody.
I just think, I think I saw a comment up there and it said it takes discipline. 100%. People who say they don't have time to take care of themselves because they're taking care of everything else. Yep, there it was, Sam. It is 100% a discipline issue because we had to make time to work out.
Yes.
I have to make time. I have 3 kids. I make sure everybody has their lunches and everything, but I do make sure I have meals. And I did start buying some fresh stuff that I keep at the office now, so that I make sure I have a lunch or I can grab something on the go. But it is something. It's making a priority. I mean, I make no secret that I plan to live to be 110. So I'm taking care of this body that I've got.
We can probably do that nowadays with, medicine and technology. And just really a big part of it, though, is taking care of yourself. And if it's also scheduling nail appointments or hair appointments or massages or, again, workout, yoga, Pilates, anything like that, those are all really good. Another huge component of your health is sleeping. So getting good amounts of sleep. And one big thing that I believe in is turning off all anything that is technology about an hour before you go to sleep, because if you have it on, it really does mess with your brain and it doesn't help you sleep as well. So if you're turning it off and just trying to learn how to sleep without the TV, without your phone, without even music, that's actually better for you, for your health. There are people who would argue that they don't believe that, they have to have that. But
I sleep with white noise on, but it comes from a independent
that's
device.
actually not a negative thing. It's really more the lights and the noise that distract you. So, but that's just what I believe in. But really, good sleep is hard to come by. And sometimes we have too much on our minds, and we really need to sort of have that time to relax and get, I mean, some people are fine with 6 hours and some need 10 hours. Just whatever you need, you've got to make sure you get. And then also, you and I always talk about positivity. And there are moments in our lives that it's really hard. I know, again, I will say last week was really tough for me. And at one point, there you go. Holly, well, if I could live your life, I totally would. She gets to go fishing like all the time. And she is, I'm going to call her a CEO of her own company because she runs that company and it's pretty amazing. But, you know, going back to positivity, you really, you know, if there's somebody that's negative and bringing you down and you need that positivity, just walk away. You know, walk away. And I know I had to do that at some point last week and just, I don't want this. I'm going to go listen to some really upbeat, fun music and chill out and think about good things because if you keep yourself in the negative mental state, you will stay there.
Yep. I 100% agree.
Thrives. Yeah.
Yep. I've had people tell me before that they find my optimism too optimistic to the point of annoying because I always just kind of spin it to, yeah, this is really terrible and everything's falling apart, but it's going to be okay because this will happen or that will happen. So having a mindset that's positive is important.
Not everybody's in that mindset every second of your life, but if you can somehow get back there and recognize, then it's the best for you.
100% agree with that.
So let's get on to more real estate.
Let's talk about real estate. Now that we've gotten through therapy, local and current events. All right, so on the screen is your Rabell Realty Group service map. We service all of these areas. It's crazy to me.
Area.
Yep.
Right. All the way down to like Sarasota.
Yep.
You see that break in between St. Augustine area and Alachua County.
We're coming for y'all.
We are.
But yep, that little piece over there, that's St. Johns County. That's the St. Augustine area that we've just recently expanded over to, and we're helping people out in that market.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend I was there for a listing appointment, a little house in the area that we service. So
we're exciting. Coming that way.
And obviously Tampa. And
yep, you got all your Tampa people.
This is all the MLSs that we're in as well. So a lot of Marion County in general. And then
you got Dixie, Levy, Gilchrist, Alachua County, and then all the way down into that St. Pete, Tampa Bay. Pasco County, all my people back in Pasco County. I'm here for you. I've got people in that market that work just for you guys. So hit us up if you've got questions. Yes, thank you.
Carrie. Yes, we do.
That's true. We're expanding.
All right, and next up.
So there was an article in Zillow, and I know that's like a dirty word for so many people in the real estate industry, but they had 10 affordable markets that have actually gotten more affordable in the last 2 years. And what an important topic.
Hey, Gainesville's on there. Oh, wait. Georgia.
Gainesville, Georgia. Whatever.
Yeah, there's a Gainesville literally every state.
I know, we're not
Georgia.
Unique at all. But some of them are in our service area. So we thought, well, what a nice way to kind of talk about what's happening. And with all the articles talking about how the market is just going up, 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 it was nice to know that there are still areas that are affordable and that you can get a good deal, or, you know, what is a good deal to you.
So funny, last week Tampa was like one of the hottest markets, and so probably one of the most difficult markets to buy in. But here, Orlando, I would call it like the sister city, truthfully.
Yep.
They're so close to each other, and East Coast, West Coast side. So Orlando is an affordable market that you can invest in, buy in, you know.
Well, and I'm not an expert on the Orlando market, but I would suspect that a lot of that has to do with the reason that it's not growing as much is because so many theme parks and entertainment stuff is there.
That's what they said in the article.
So that's kind of helped keep that market more affordable, as to where other areas, I mean, you know, Tampa does have, you know, Lowry Park Zoo, Busch Gardens, Adventure Island, those types of places, but that's not the number one job creator.
Right,
I mean, in Orlando, you've got Universal. I mean, you could have every kind of
Disney and Universal are
yeah,
the biggest
Disney,
ones.
Universal, and all that stuff. SeaWorld,
And
and
they've taken a big hit. So
Yeah.
that's why Orlando probably is the number one. Why
Still
the others,
affordable.
we don't really know, but all of these are affordable markets to buy in and invest in. So we
Yep.
thought it was great. 4 Florida cities are on there, including Daytona Beach,
And
which
we
is a
have-
coastal, area. So
So get in there and get all the real estate so that the prices go up. No, I'm joking. But first, call us so we can help you go over there and buy that real estate. We actually have a customer moving to Gainesville, Georgia. So I'm going to send him this article so he knows that that one is still an affordable, great place to live. So he's leaving one Gainesville for another. And I thought that was
so
kind of funny.
interesting. I always wondered that.
But yeah, so you've got some good states on there. This was a national article. I thought it was interesting also that everything is, with exception of Arkansas, so we're just excluding you guys, is all kind of in the southeast area. But a lot of them are states that are more open. So these are just kind of like little niche pockets of areas, kind of probably similar to Orlando that they just haven't fully
Yeah, there you go.
regained.
All right. Well, next up, we're coming to an end of our podcast, but we want to celebrate our $1 Million Producers of 2020. So all of our agents who closed over $1 million,
Yep.
but yet under $3 million.
Yes.
And so some of them came in halfway, some of them have been there a long time or came back to real estate. And then our multi-million-dollar producers, these are our agents who sold more than $3 million. We've got some high producers there, $1 million and multi-million. So congratulations to you Rebellions and keep it up. 2021 is supposed to be an even better year.
That's right. And if you have a property that you are looking to have managed professionally, you can contact K&R Property Management. They are here to assist. They've got competitive rates, great service, and will take care of your property. It's where we invest in your investment.
We also want to thank J&P Florida Handyman Services. They are great for remodels, repairs, and maintenance. Our handyman, Johan is his name, and here's his number and his email, and he is our sponsor of this podcast.
And if you're thinking about getting into real estate but you're not sure where to start, you can email us at join@buysellrebel.com, where we can tell you how to get licensed, or if you're already licensed and want to have a free confidential consultation, we'd be happy to meet with you.
And if you love getting social but are afraid of getting in front of us, you can always get social with us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and by emailing us. We're also on Google for Google My Business with some fun, pictures and information up there. But you can always find us on these websites.
That's right. Did you know Rabell Realty Group has a blog where we share more tips, tricks, news articles, and different things throughout the week? You can find us at buysellrebel.com/blog.
And we want to thank always the Fiesta Media for the full podcast presentation. It really fast.
Is it 3 o'clock coffee time yet?
20 minutes in. I always blah, 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 blah. So whatever.
Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you have any ideas for next week. Otherwise, we'll see you next Monday at 2.
Thanks for joining. See you next week. Have a good one.